going for Dink on this one.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you.
Welcome, human. I am ready for you.
We show onboard computer synchronization.
Roger that.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Let's rock!
Oh, you're going straight to hell for that one.
Just a fact, Jack!
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
Is this moron number one? Put moron number two on the phone.
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you, I make you laugh. What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
Yeah, I know that, dude. You're mocking me, aren't you? Sure. The monkeys might fly out of my butt.
Oh, my heart just stopped. Ah, there it goes.
Nobody was expecting this.
Live from the planet Zeebs.
That's right.
It's the Dune and Bob Show.
It's the Dune and Bob Show Sunday. How's everybody doing? Man, it's, what, 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's been
3
too
weeks
long.
gone, and we come back with this kind of music. This is what happens. Sunday, July 10th,
That's right.
2016. For those keeping track out there, keeping score. How's everybody doing out there? Johnny, good to see you, man. It's been
good to
like,
see
what, 4 hours?
Yeah, about that.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. I mean, the last time we were talking, we were kind of on the verge
Oh,
of...
my head hurts so bad. My head hurts so bad. But you know what? It's an exciting show today because we get to find out about your pink balls. That's going to happen today on the Dune and Bob Show.
Well, I do have to point out a small correction. They're not my pink balls. They're my
Wait.
mother-in-law's pink balls. But
Your
we'll find out
your
more
mother-in-law
about those
She has
later.
small pink balls?
You know
You
what?
said small, so
I didn't say small, but they are small, but they're not mine.
Oh, okay.
No. You see, I never said they were my balls.
There we go. Oh, you didn't? Oh, so I just inferred that they were your pink balls.
Yeah. I don't know.
Not that Dune noticed Johnny's... Okay. Let's get off of Johnny's pink balls. What? No! No! See? Stereotyping on the Dune and Bob Show.
You make this too easy sometimes, dude.
Easy. And I don't know if you're loud enough now. Maybe the music's just kind of loud. That's what it is.
Well, I ducked the music down.
Yeah, duck it down a little bit.
I'll duck it down a little more.
Yeah.
But,
let's not play this for too long, because that's going to drive me crazy.
Dune, I guess someone of your generation was more of the Atari 8-bit age.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
So you might not have made it to the 16-bit
Maybe
Nintendo.
not. Maybe not.
No.
Hey, by the way, bump your voice up just a tick.
You know, that's where I had this all set.
Put it where, if it's where you would normally keep it there. We're good. Maybe I'm talking.
Well,
loud.
no. It's just that I put it where I normally put it, and then things were too loud.
No. Leave it where you normally put it. I should have said a damn thing.
And then I started putting things.
Now I'm looking at levels and listening.
Okay, all right. Let's see.
Drunk Dune last night. My levels in here are off.
I see.
My pink balls are. Wait, no, stop. My levels in my ears.
All right, I think my levels are kind of.
There's no
someplace.
pink balls. I don't think. No pink balls.
How are my levels now?
You're fine.
I'm fine? Are you sure I'm fine?
Because
my board has lost all its settings. Every time I turn it off,
Your
it's
board
like
has
turning
pink
on
balls.
a brand new board. I have a brand new board every morning.
Every time. Well, that's awesome. That's almost like having Alzheimer's. It's like every day is a brand new day.
All timers?
Oh, Johnny, stop. I don't know what you're talking about. It's gonna be one of those days, isn't it?
So, it's going to be. Well, I do need to verify that all 30 minutes of this file is intact.
Oh, you don't have to verify it on the show. You know what you could do? Do me a favor. Would you send this to Venison? and ask him to verify, because he has time on his hands.
I just verified that my fader fades properly.
There we go.
Is that a better verification test for you?
That's a much better verification test. I appreciate that. But man, it was last night was fun. I just it's one of those mornings I woke up and man, there's 6 empty beer bottles in the sink. I'm like, yeah.
And only half of them were cherry.
No. Only one of them. I only drank half of that stuff. And by the way, if in case you're wondering, the cherry fog has left the building. I took every single bottle. I popped them open. I dumped every one of them out, and have cleaned the bottles.
But Dune, what if you get a cold?
No. You know what? I feel bad because we knew this day was going to come. For the people who don't know out there, I've been making my own beer for the last 6 months or so.
Yeah, and he's nailed almost every one of them.
Every one of them has been just really good. I mean, I haven't had any stinkers. And for whatever reason, this one here, it just did not work.
Dune, I just think you just need to relabel them. Could you scan in the label off a bottle of Robitussin?
I could have done that. I never thought about that.
You could have done that. Just slap
what's really
that
sad,
on.
I was sitting there popping those beers open, and somebody in the chat room. I'm sorry, I don't look at the Vaughn chat room. That's just when I run because I run on my other show. But hey, he says hey, so I'll say hey back. But anyway, yeah, I don't know what the deal was. It was going to work. The whole thing, I kind of made the same. It was called Cherry Fog for a reason because it had actual liquor in it also with the beer, and I used a cherry extract, which I did before with the orange, and the orange turned out awesome.
Orange?
Oh, are you going to fuck with me all day? With your pink balls over there? Is that what it's going to be? Is that what this is going to be?
You're familiar with the way I run a show, right?
I can't wait till I have the news later to tell you, because I'm never going to hear the end of it, but we'll wait for that. So I tried putting the cherry extra. It just didn't work. It tastes like Robitussin.
Cherry is one of those flavors that's difficult because it can be so artificial.
We chased him out of the room. He's gone.
It's so associated with cough syrup that it may have been that your extract and your liqueur were of different cherry varieties that clashed.
Possibly.
So maybe you have to find the right balance or the right mixtures of cherries.
That could be the case. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not going to do it again. I'm going to leave that.
Are you sure it was a cherry liqueur and not a bottle of Tussin that you dumped in the batch there?
Could have been. After tasting, I don't know, because I really tried to be. The best part about this, there is a positive to this. At least that Johnny and I are very honest, because we could have played this is the best stuff ever. No. Life is too short to drink bad beer.
Yeah. Although I did choke back the rest of it because it wasn't so bad.
You were on number 3. That was my first beer. I told you, that's why I said that might be a number 2 or number 3 beer. I can't do it.
Number 3, I can. You kind of think about the walk to the sink to dump it out, and the effort it would take to pour another beer.
It was very strong. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah,
it definitely was. But
I was definitely feeling the effects by the end of that beer.
Yeah, it was. But
there are people that do, mostly like grade school students that drink, that will choke back a bit of.
Are you trying to say that I should take my beer to a grade school and say, "Here, kiddies, I don't want this, but you can have this"?
Like 8th grade, high school. No, I'm not suggesting you take it to them. I'm just saying that
Johnny are not that of Dune. Please do not kick down my door and
I'm
arrest
not
me.
endorsing this, but I'm saying there is an audience for this beer. It's just not the audience you want.
Okay, you know what? That's a good point, because I was thinking to myself, there's a lot of people in this town that would have loved to have had that beer.
Oh yeah.
They would. There'd have been.
I'm sure there are high schools in Wichita.
I'm not even talking about high schools. I'm talking about maybe people that say might have a box that's or a house that has.
Is there a local wino under a bridge nearby you do?
There
that
could
you could,
be.
Maybe pull over in your orange truck and go, "Hey, bub, you want some free beer?"
Oh yeah, it would have been no problem. But I couldn't. So anyway, the beer, popped them open, poured them down. So I just saluted by. Sorry. It's sad. It had to go. It just had to go.
Yeah, the bottle cap flags were at half mast.
Thank God. Thank God I had the backup of the chocolate milk stout. Oh my God, is that stuff?
Oh
good?
yeah, that is good stuff.
That's good stuff, and that's what I'm making. I have a whole nother round of it. I haven't brewed yet, but I'm gonna make one more batch to replace the bad stuff. But oh well. But yeah, I still, it still was enough to give me a headache because I had a pretty good headache going on this morning. Because, last night, in typical Dune fashion, I had a great show, by the way. I've had a couple of awesome shows, even though one of them you had died. The country show was actually pretty fun. I mean, it was different. And then last night was really, I was kind of out of my comfort zone. I was playing, I called it heavy aluminum, which it wasn't like heavy metal. It was kind of backed off a little bit. And it was great. I had a great time. And afterwards, of course, hey, why not call up the guys on Sky 106 and bugged in for the last hour, which I did. Which was fun. So I had a good time with that. But oh man, but this morning woke up just like, what was I thinking? Wow. But these things happen. It was a fun show though. Johnny stuck around, drank some beer with me, had some good conversation, talked about pink balls, things like that.
Yeah. Pink balls happen.
Stereotypical things. That's something a little stereotypical test we'll run a little bit later on to see how this works out, because I found out there's something disturbing that Venison and I have in common. I won't follow him on Twitter. I can't do it, but I still consider him a friend.
I retweeted that. Venison's take on that. Some people can't handle the truth.
Yeah,
don't shoot the messenger there.
No, you're right. Some people can't handle the truth, and I feel for him that he can't. I understand that completely. That's why we don't follow each other.
I'm not quite sure that's what
he meant. I don't know what you're saying, Johnny. Your mouth is doing this. But I'm
saying I might possibly have two friends, and there may be a truth somewhere between or on one of those sides. And
there is. Hello.
At least one person can't handle that truth.
Just right.
Here.
This. Yeah. Anyway, that's cool. Hey, no problem. That's the way it works. We're chasing the listeners off right and left, but that's okay.
Maybe there's different interpretations of the same truth.
Yeah, there's a lot of interpretation going on.
Yeah.
But there is something we agree with which is really disturbing.
Well, dude. I mean, you know that we all have our biases.
Well, of course.
Okay.
I got tires, bias plate. No, you're talking something else. you're talking about, but no. I was shocked. I really was. I was shocked that we had something in common, and the thing we had in common is extremely disturbing. It has nothing to do with pink balls or children drinking beer.
Okay,
it's disturbing stuff, and I wonder if we could get him on the phone or on the line. I have to try that. I did spam the. I'm having fun with this. I have learned that I can mass message people on Skype, and it's a blast. I love it. I only do it once though; it's no big deal. But it's worked. It's actually gained people that haven't listened in a long time, which is kind of cool. They go, "Hey, I forgot all about you guys." I say, "We're here." I'm being nice and only messages the people that are online though. So, but I didn't realize the program even exists. There's actually a couple of them out there. I had one that I tried before, and it didn't work too good. It actually kind of locked up afterwards, but the new one I actually paid a couple of bucks for, and it works really, really good. Because you got the message, didn't you? It came through on yours.
Yeah, I got the message because I called you. You
but you should have got one also today. Also.
Oh, yeah, I did. Okay.
Good deal. So it's functioning.
Speaking of getting what you pay for, I have uncovered a massive fraud.
I saw that. Johnny
taking place on Amazon,
and you hadn't blown the F-bomb out on it yet, which is very. You're kind of you're holding back, which kind of.
The thing is, I really want Amazon to pay attention to me, and when you start throwing out massive F-bombs, whether or not they're deserved. They basically once I decide I'm burning the bridge, that's when the F-bomb comes out, and I burn that fucker to the ground.
It's gone. It's gone. There is wasted earth in between Johnny's feet.
But I recently got a birthday gift because I recently had a birthday, and my dad had gotten me a brand new MP3 player that is not a Zune or an iPod. And it was something that I had on my wish list and my Amazon cart. And
I was going to say there has to be some, because I just can't see your dad going, you know what, I think Johnny needs an MP3 player.
Well, he saw it was on my wish list, and he knew that I was starting a new job in which I was going to be spending a mass amount of time on a train. So I figured, hey, this will be a good gift. he has a brand new. Actually, it's a digital music player because it could do FLAC. It could do all that great stuff. It's a bit of a more high end portable music player. And the thing is it has a slot for micro SD cards, which it can handle up to 128 gig. And no built-in memory, so you have to buy at least one micro SD card.
You got to put something in there. I got you.
Right, you got to put something in there, and also I got a new phone because I thought I was being nice to my phone because when you go to the beach, why do you go to the beach? To take a nice, refreshing.
Well, sure,
swim.
you got to go. You got to take a swim.
And the wonderful salt water there, and I thought, my phone has been good to me all these years. It would like to accompany me in my pocket for a nice, refreshing swim in the nice chilly ocean water there. And how does my phone thank me after I just spent $40 repairing it? It craps out again. I don't get this. So I have a new phone, and I thought, well, I might as well get two 128 gig micro SD cards. One for my phone to expand the storage because I got a cheapo phone with barely any storage.
Yeah, you got to have that, which is nice. That's the one nice thing about Androids or whatever. You can actually do that.
Right, and one for my MP3 player. And so I bought these two knockoff cheapo 128 gig micro SD cards.
It's funny. The micro SD looks so cartoony.
Yeah, and they come with adapters, and
because so what that is, you're buying the little bitty thing.
Right.
And it can go into the big thing.
Which then goes into an adapter for my USB port, which I'm using right now with the actual not fake card.
Gotcha.
These are fake fraudulent items. These are not really 128 gig micro SD cards.
This is actually said on the paper, on the package.
On the package, the package just says memory card. The card on itself says 128 gig. But there's actually a bit of a red flag on this particular one, in that it says it's a micro SD HC or C. But I don't know. Basically, these are $20 each, and there's a reason for that.
Okay.
Because I put the card in, I copy a bunch of files onto them, and then they started acting weird. Like files started disappearing. Or the card got corrupted. I had to reformat it, and after a while of fighting this card and multiple times it losing the files and acting weird, I figured, well, this card's defective. It happens. Quality control, cheap product manufactured in some foreign country. We'll just toss that aside, and we'll get the second one and try that one. And this one started doing the exact same things. And that's when I started reading the reviews on this product. And it turns out there's a rather common scam that's going around where cheap Chinese manufacturers with not such great ethics will take like 8 or 16 gigabyte micro SD cards and hack them to make them appear as if there are 128 gigs free on them when you mount them in your computer. But then when you copy more data than the card can actually store, they malfunction because they don't really have that storage.
Wow. Now, see, I didn't even know you were going to. I just thought you were just, wow, holy crap.
Yeah,
and that's what these are.
Literally, yeah, that is, according to multiple reviews and multiple sources, that is what is going on with these cards, and that is why these cards will work fine at first if you're only putting a little bit of data on them. But if you actually try to use them to the full capacity, they can't really handle that because they're just tweaked to look like they have that capacity. So it's the type of thing someone could buy it, slap it in their phone, throw a few pictures on there, and think, oh, this is good, and give it a 5-star review. And then, 6 months later,
when they actually get 5 more pictures on there, and it won't take it.
It crashes, and they lose all their pictures, all of them.
Wow.
Yeah. So that is literally a scam, not a defective product, a fraudulent product. And I was quite disturbed that Amazon is allowing this to take place and is not being a little more proactive about protecting their consumers from fraudulent items like this. Now, the seller of these items...
Now, when you got with them right away, did that have they said anything back yet?
Well, the seller has agreed to refund me if I return these to them, but that takes care of my problem. That doesn't take care of the big problem.
Yes, that's really trippy.
And so I was like, this bothers me that Amazon, because these reviews go back like over a year. This has been going on for over a year, and it's still going. I could go on Amazon right now, buy a micro SD card, and not know what I'm getting. And it goes even further, because then my next thought was, I'll go onto the site and I won't order the cheapo thing. I will order a name brand thing like PNY. And I go onto the page for PNY's 128 gig micro SD card. 20% of the reviews on the PNY 128 gig card are 1-star reviews, many of which list the same symptoms. So these.
Well, now, do you think is somebody taking the name brand card and doing this to it though?
Yes.
Okay. So
PNY really themselves are not doing this, but people are.
Who you're buying them from? Then I got you.
Right, and the thing is, there was at least one review of someone that got a fraudulent PNY card, and they bought it directly from Amazon. So these faked cards are making their way into the legitimate stream of cards from Amazon themselves. It's not like you go into some third-party seller that's making a phony product. Mm-hmm. You buy from Amazon. It doesn't matter who you're buying from. If you buy an SD card on Amazon, there's no telling what's going to show up in your mailbox. This is a fucking serious problem.
That is yeah, I had no idea that well, you can imagine how lucrative something like that would be. Yeah. I mean, because there's a huge difference when it comes to the small and large. I mean, it'd be like a hard drive. Imagine faking a 5 terabyte hard drive that's really only got.
And not only that, people are saving their pictures. And what is the one thing that you run for if you have time to grab one thing on your way out of a building that's on fire? You grab the pictures. These are, people are storing things that are more precious than money on these things. And if you don't have a cloud, which, you get a Dropbox, put on a Dropbox, okay, done. But the point is that this is a fraudulent activity that could cost people things that are irreplaceable.
Now, I have to ask you, when you did contact the people that are going to make it right with you, is there any dialogue? We didn't know this, or thank you for letting us know? Or
it's just been the generic form response.
Sucks that you caught us kind of thing, or?
Your claim has been approved.
I guess it can go so deep that if it's a person that's just selling them in good faith and doesn't know it.
That's the thing, is that
which is most likely what's going on.
The sellers could be the victim. Amazon could be the victim. The people who are buying them could be the victim, because the thing is that someone has manufactured a product falsely, sold it, and gotten money. And they got the money. Someone else is going to be on the hook from that point. Now the seller's got to make good on. In this case, these two cards, the outfit that sold them to me, they're out that money. Amazon has sold a defective product. They're on the hook for that when someone comes back for the refund. But the thing that really gets me, even though in a sense Amazon is a victim here, like I said, it took me like 5 or 10 minutes. I spent more than 10 minutes, but within 10 minutes, I had figured out what was going on.
See, that's and you're in a sticky territory when it comes to the reviews part of it, because I actually caught a, oh God, I keep wanting to call them ZDTV. It's not the tech guys that do shows. They were there was one they were talking about reviews one time, about how dishonest some of those reviews are. And there was even a news story where they were trying to ferret out some of those fake ones, because a lot of those ones are faked. And the worst yet are the ones that are faked, in the means of trying to sabotage somebody. There's ones where they try to push things up in the ranks. But there's also where a person goes to somebody else's site, Larry's transmission shop. Oh, these guys are freaking terrible. And you get 3 or 4 of those in there, and you can really sack somebody's, ratings with this stuff. And and so it's kind of a slippery slope. You want to make it easy for people to review things, but you also want to make it difficult for people to fake said things. So
right,
I see what you're talking about. But, There's always that one person. You always got somebody. Even when I realize, when you start reading things, there's always that one guy, or at least a couple of guys. It's like, what the hell? I didn't like the way the plastic looked at me, or something stupid like that.
Because I'm not, this goes deeper than the person that sold these to me. They give me a refund. We're good. Although I would like that seller to stop selling this, and that they continue selling this after I've told them, hey, your product is bad.
Well, now here's my second point to it. Now, I had the same thing happen in a different situation. I use the Apple EarPods. I know you're sorry, but I use those. I love those things. I use them all the time. And like anything else that plugs into an earphone jack, they will fail after a time. And I keep several of them around. I have one in my work bag. I have one in my truck. I have one in my car. I have, ones around the house that I use. And so I buy them once in a while when they're on sale. They usually come in like 2 packs, and I'll buy them because it's cheaper than buying them, because they're pretty damn expensive, or at least originally were, but they're a little cheaper now. But they also make fakes of the Apple EarPods.
Right.
And I had heard about this. I just happened to be, I was watching on a video one time. I was like, wow. I said, how to spot them. And they're pretty damn good. They're hard to spot. I mean, you have to know what to look for. And I thought, wow, that sucks. So one day, I went and grabbed a brand new. I had one box that I hadn't opened yet. I grabbed it, opened it up, plugged it in my iPhone, and I'm walking down, and I was like, something doesn't sound right. And I turn it. I said, man, what's wrong with this? I mean, I just sounded like absolute crap. I was like, what the hell is going on?
It was like you had flipped on the AM receiver on your iPod.
And I was like, what's going on? So I went back and I actually unplugged them. I put my old ones back in, the one that had the cord that you had to kind of move to make it work right. I was like, well, no, that sounds perfect. And I'm back. I said, what the hell's wrong with these things? And I'll be damned if luckily I went and retrieved the plastic thing out of the trash, the case, and sure as shit, on the back of that case where it has the little Apple emblem, no Apple emblem. I had some, and the bad part is I don't remember where I bought these damn things. I bought a pair.
But
I got a real one, a real set, and a fake set, and they came together. And I don't remember. I got them off of Woot at one time. I have bought them off of Woot, and I've bought them off of Amazon before. I don't know where I got them.
You don't know where you got these.
I don't remember because
they came with a box that said Apple on them.
Yes, they have Apple. They say Apple, but on the back of the box itself, on the true Apple ones, there's actually a small embossed Apple emblem that's actually inset in there. And then if you look at the earbuds very close, so there's ways to tell that they are fake. But you can't tell if you're just going through the motions. But the whole thing is I bought these together. They came together, one real, one not. And so that's another thing. You have to ask yourself, well, do they know they were selling a fake one, or did it just slip in? But boy, I tell you what, you want to talk about difference. Holy shit. I mean, yeah. It was ridiculous.
So, my question is, what is Amazon doing about this? Because,
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. In a third party seller kind of thing, if you're, Johnny's retail store and you're buying it from somebody and selling it from somebody, you got multiple victims going on here is what it really
Because now what I'm saying is that, this is not just knockoff product that is being sold as knockoff product. It's also name brand stuff that has a name on it that is actually fake as well. So right now I see no reliable way to buy an SD card on Amazon and to be sure I know what I'm getting. I went to Best Buy today and bought a microSD card off the shelf at Best Buy. Although, who knows? Maybe even Best Buy's stock is tainted. I don't know.
Well, yeah, who would know? I mean, it could happen either way.
But the thing is that it took me a little bit of research to see what has been going on for over a year on Amazon.com. And my question is, Amazon, what are you doing about it? Because as far as I can see, you've done jack shit about this other than issue refunds.
See how that works, because they can do. You don't want to knee jerk one way or the other. I mean, they can go hard one way and just say, okay, the dude's banned. But like I said, that you could have multiple victims here. So you have to.
And I know that you don't want to. I mean, you don't want to just
I'm just
blame the seller.
devil's advocate because it's a touchy situation.
It's a touchy situation.
It really is.
But they've had over a year now to come up with some kind of plan to verify their product and put something in place. I don't see anything put in place.
Yeah, I don't know. Now, I mean, did it knock down? Did the amount of negative things knock down their rating far enough to where a person would normally see it?
Well, the thing is that the ratings are on the product themselves, not on the sellers. Now you can report the sellers, and then Amazon can, do what they want to do.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So if you're rating a legitimate card,
right? Because like I said, on the PN, because after I found out that these were fake, my next thought was, well, I'll order something else on Amazon, and I looked at the PNY card. 20% of the feedback on the PNY card is 1 star, claiming that they thought they were buying a PNY card and got something that was fake. And PNY has responded to those saying, hey, please check our site for verified sellers of our product and make sure you buy from a verified seller.
Well, that was my next thing is they do. I've heard that term before, verified resellers and this and that. And I guess
one guy replied to PNY saying, I bought it directly from Amazon. Are you saying that Amazon's not a verified seller? Now, that's one guy that said that, but the point is that this is a pretty widespread problem that's out of control at this time as far as I can see.
Well, and I'm sure it goes deeper than the rabbit hole than this because I mean there's other stuff too,
Yeah.
But,
but this is
I mean,
what I
you stop and
stumbled
think
on.
about it. We're only talking about, and I say only, but not trying to minimize it, but we're only talking about pictures here. What if we're talking about something serious like a pacemaker battery or I mean something which
there have been deep things like that.
I know.
Watch.
I was going to say I know there's been like even airplane parts of very critical bolts.
Read my mind. You read my mind. I watch episodes of Aircraft Investigations, and there was a crash that took place because some bolts snapped that should have been stronger than they were. And when they
were fake,
and they uncovered something that went so deep that they found that there were even like parts on Air Force One that were fake.
All these things that went through all that come to find out they were all
and that's a scary thought that in our lifetimes, you people listening out there, a very good chance that at some point if you've flown, you may have been on a plane that had some shit parts on there that held together for your flight, but if something went wrong,
you're screwed.
Yeah,
it's a serious situation because I like I said, it happened to me with the damn.
It's sad that there are people that have so low ethics that they don't mind putting people's lives at risk for a buck.
Well, it's what it is. A lot of it's Chinese knockoffs is what it is. A lot of that stuff just is.
Whatever country it is, someone out there.
They're doing a good job of faking this stuff.
Is someone out there made a decision, a moral decision that I don't care that I am putting people's lives at risk because I'm getting a buck.
Mm-hmm.
And I question how someone lives with themselves making a decision like that.
Well, it's all the same. Well, you know what? Millions of people. It happens all the time. I mean, just on like those scammer sites.
I just don't understand those people. I will never understand those people.
I never understand them either. The ones that sit there. What's really interesting. Now, you follow me on Twitter. I haven't retweeted a bunch of stuff lately when it comes, but that there's a guy that's what he does is so he has a job that somehow he's able to stay home all the time and work, and he has a lot of spare time on his hands too when he gets these fake calls like the ones for doing the stuff for Microsoft or whatever, and he just ruthlessly screws with these people, and I love it. It's great.
Oh yeah.
And then he puts them on YouTube and does a little characterization things. It's really great, and it's really fun. But I'm just saying, you're right. Those people, they're out there and they keep on going. And the bad part about it is, you always think of Nigerian scammer. It's now branched out to where other people are going, hey, we're going to get into this too. And it's on Instagram. If you just do a search on Instagram for flipping money flipper or money flip or anything like that, you will get hundreds of things coming back to you where people actually say, you send me $50, I'll flip it to 100. Or I'll do, and I mean, and they're people from here. These are not people from overseas. These are people here that will scam people into going down to Walmart, getting a MoneyGram and sending it, saying that they're going to, double their money or something like that. And it's like, how does this happen? Who are these people on both sides that, first of all, do it, and then the ones that go, oh, this sounds like a great idea. I could use $100. That's what's the biggest. It's like the old days with the Viagra ads. If you've been in computers in the last 10 years, it's not as bad as it was before because of the spam filters. But before, you couldn't open up your email without Viagra this, Viagra that, blah blah blah. Well, I said for the longest time, if that shit didn't work, they wouldn't do it. Somebody somewhere
someone's buying it.
Somebody is putting hard-earned cash down on that stupid shit, and it's just, it is real. It kind of makes you wish you just had the money where you could just hire the A-team and get B.A. Baracus to go out there and just beat the shit out of some people. Wouldn't that be great if you could legally do that?
That'd be great.
It would be great. Probably some legalities in there. I'm guessing. Maybe. Might frown on that a little bit.
Maybe if we lobby Congress enough, we could get some kind of, beat the shit out of someone who scams you law through
something like
push
that.
through Congress.
Call it the loophole.
Yeah.
They kick the shit out of somebody who scams you.
The heavy aluminum baseball bat loophole.
The loophole. I never thought about that.
Someone rips you off for a certain amount of money. You are allowed 5 minutes with aluminum bat, however many hits you can get in.
Pink balls, not necessary.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely not. Speaking of pink balls, where is venison? Wow, that just really came out.
That just happened.
That just happened. But so anyway, you've been gone for 2 weeks.
I've been gone. Yeah. Venison's going to call in after the microwave is finished.
This was really. Stop and think about how this is. Venison may not understand this, so we might want to get this, lined out, because the last time you and I talked, not including last night, you had one job.
Yeah.
And then you went on vacation and you came back with another job.
Another job.
That's just wacky.
That is.
That I don't know. I mean, I wasn't ready for it. That's just wacky. I wasn't there already. But you can do that.
I had to line up the other job before I got rid of the one job.
Oh, we thought you just had it thrown in your lap or something. I'm just
after some interviews, they threw it on my lap, but after I demonstrated that,
I'm just saying you had a lot of life changes. I mean, a whole lot of stuff that happened. Just real quick there.
And I've completed. I've completed week 1 at the new job, and you know what? This is going to be a work hard, play hard type of job. It's one of those types of places that high paced, busy environment, but they throw a lot of perks your way.
Good deal.
There's tons of free bananas all over the kitchen table. Just help yourself. We got local honey.
Potassium going on there. It's always good for you.
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
Bananas and honey. Boy, that sounds like a porn star movie.
Now my last 2 jobs were with Tharco and Analog, as I've talked about, and Tharco. As I've mentioned, I don't know if you're familiar with how boxes are made. But there's a machine called a corrugator that takes these rolls of paper and chemicals and all this stuff, and out comes corrugated board that they then can make in boxes out of. But what was very convenient at Tharco was that a byproduct out of the corrugator was the coffee that they put in the pots in the coffee room. I swear that's where they were getting the coffee from, straight out of the corrugator.
A lot of that happens because people don't understand this has to be clean from now and then. Oddly enough, the place I worked too, there was one time that they for years, for as long, and I've been there, mid-20s now, is they had coffee. They always supplied coffee. And then at one time, somebody thought they were going to save money and take that away. And I mean to tell you, you don't want to fuck with somebody's coffee.
Shit got
because
real.
There's some people, it got all real up in that place to the point where they finally ended up bringing the coffee back in a different format. What they did is now now we don't have the Jonny machine. I'm sorry, that drops the beans in, grinds it, does that thing, has the hands that come out and massage you while it's doing it. I don't know.
They got a cheaper alternate.
I don't know what kind of machine you got, but ours, basically puts hot water on something that makes it turn into coffee.
Well, that's what Tharco had. Well, Tharco, like I said, Tharco came right out of the corrugator. But no, they actually had coffee machines. But the thing is they had this really cheap coffee. And I remember at one point there was another supplier that brought in samples of nicer coffee, and they elected to not go with nicer coffee because things have a way of disappearing overnight.
Yes, unfortunately.
And
speaking of coffee, Venison's here.
Yes, yeah, I heard that.
No pink balls, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
Yeah, I was saying all kinds of nice stuff about Venison last night. I was transitioning songs.
He's drunk as hell.
Oh, now I don't know what you're talking about. I'll tell you what, though, I was banging the shit out of that post last night. There, figure that one out.
So now, Dune, tell us, what is it that you and Venison are in agreement on?
Well, it's one of those things that if I say it, you're going to stereotypically think that I might have changed ways in my life. Okay, let's just test it out. What pops into your head if I said Venison is going to come over to my house and we're going to hang out and listen to Nickelback?
Oh,
what would you think?
That is what you agreed on?
You're thinking gay time out, aren't you?
I'm thinking there's something wrong with both of you.
You're thinking that Rye's going to call any minute and go, Dune, I knew all along. I knew.
And I still have no idea what people have got against Nickelback. What the hell is up with that?
You know what's funny? I hate this. This bothers the shit out of me because I can't follow Venison on Twitter. I can't do it. But I played two Nickelback songs and Venison goes, "Hey, you played Nickelback. I'm really impressed because most people, no pun intended, don't have the balls to do that." Is what he said. And I told Vin, I said, "Hey, I like Nickelback. I really do." And I don't know, Johnny, maybe you can help us because I'm much like Venison. I don't understand, really. I don't either. Because the point, when Johnny and I was talking last night, one of the things I don't like about some of that music I was playing is some of that heavier, loud music is very heavily compressed, and they do that so they can make it louder. And I hate, I hate that.
Oh, yeah.
But Nickelback is mixed very well, whether you liked it or not.
Here's the thing. I don't know why Nickelback is so singled out, but I don't, I didn't like the stuff in general. So, but Nickelback, somehow it became kind of a cliche type of thing, like, fuck Nickelback.
I never understood that. And I'm with Venison on this. I don't know whatever happened that actually...
I have no reason to have a problem with this because I don't care for it.
The first song that I heard from them was Rockstar, and I thought that song was awesome.
Yes, I like that. No, Johnny doesn't like that song.
I don't like Nickelback.
Why?
I'm not out there on a rampage like fuck Nickelback, but I don't like them.
You are going down that road, though.
I mean, come on, man.
I'm not objecting to anyone down that road.
Says whatever you walk in
it
the
is.
world
I mean,
thinking.
it's like
I'm through with standing in line. The clubs I'll never get. It's like the bottom of the night that I'm never gonna win.
It's got, at least it's EQ'd correctly.
Yes, cool.
On a brand new house on
I mean, it has good fidelity. By the way, oh man, I didn't even I didn't even pull that one out last night. Wow, I went there.
Such hatred.
But listen, I'm sorry, and Damon's going to call. I even sent a text to Damon saying I was sorry that I played Nickelback last night. I did because I thought about I came real close to yesterday. I was going to start with it. I was going to actually open with it. I thought, no, if I do that, Johnny's going to hang up the phone. That's what he's going to do.
Well, I probably wouldn't even recognize it. I probably been like, yeah, that sounds like some generic shit. Let's find out what else is on. I tell you what. I don't know how to pronounce it. Emarosa, Emarosa is the name of this band that I opened with last night. And this band is freaking awesome. I mean, there's nothing I like more. Like I said, good sounds, good EQ, and good mix. And I mean, these cats have it down. And I was like, I'm going to have to
explore them a little bit more. I mean, that has a hell of a riff to it.
That's not bad.
Oh, yeah. There, I'm going to get busted for that one, too. Freaking YouTube. I've been getting YouTube copyright claims on a daily basis for stuff I did, some up to 4 years ago.
Nice.
I am serious. They have actually they're going through my archives now on YouTube and busting me for stuff that I did.
You know what? Tomorrow I'm gonna have a little experiment on my show to see because I've been playing nice.
You have been playing nice,
and the only thing that I have to make Vamp a new promo, because the promo I made for Vamp with the balls is copyrighted, and I get copyright flagged for playing Vamp's balls promo. And,
isn't that nice?
Yeah, if I play with Vamp's balls, I get a copyright claim.
Vamp's balls are copyrighted all this time.
Yeah, Vamp's balls have been copyrighted, and so I have to play. So I've been playing like old promos of Vamps that advertise the wrong day and wrong time. I figure
that's always fun. That's always big fun.
Yeah, I figure that's okay. No one's tuning in anyways, so people will just not tune in at the wrong time, So there you go. If anything, that'll make people think, oh, well, it's safe to listen on Tuesdays then. So that might actually drive up his listener count if I lead people to believe that he's not on. But so I got to make him a new thing. But I've decided a lot has happened in a few weeks. I've been away.
All that crap is taking away all our fun.
Yeah, there we go.
Blame Metallica.
A lot.
There we go.
A lot has happened since I've been away, and one of the things is I went to this video game convention and bought a lot of cool stuff, and I'm going to be telling you all about the cool stuff I bought at this convention. And I figured, well, when I come back from break to talk about this, wouldn't it be cool to come back with music from one of the games that I bought at the convention? And and it's a Game Boy game. So it sounds like a Game Boy game. So I went to YouTube to find a nice rip of the Metroid 2 theme. And I'll just play for you what it sounds like on YouTube. So I type in Metroid 2 music on YouTube, and there we go. We got the Surface of SR 388 theme, and it sounds kind of like a Game Boy. It's kind of mid-rangey. It's video game music. It's kind of
not quite like what I played.
It sounds better.
Venison doesn't like Nickelback venison. Go figure.
It sounds a little bit better than coming out of the little tiny speaker of the Game Boy. But I thought I could probably tweak this a little bit, because a Game Boy emulator will actually let you balance and separate out the 4 individual sound parts that are in the code of video game music. And so I was able to basically make a 4-track, multi-track master of this, and bring it up into Audition and tweak the parts and make my own mix of this. And so that is now, mind you, here's the original.
Hashtag too much time on your hands.
It only took me like 15 minutes.
Oh, there we go.
So here's what I've come up with. That's the game starting. I was able to make a stereo mix of it, too.
And this is for the whole pie thing, right?
No, this is just for video games in general.
Okay. Oh, wow.
It's a little fuller range, isn't it? Got a little bit of bass to it.
It's kind of Buckaroo Banzai-ish.
It's got a bit of bass to it now.
Yeah.
Add a little reverb to the melody line.
Wait, let's see if we can... I think I can make that work.
Yeah, so I'm going to use that when I come back from break on my show tomorrow, and we'll find out whether or not Nintendo files a copyright claim against the episode.
Here, turn it back up. Let's see if we can make the beatbox work with this. Of course, that sounds terrible to you. But okay, that's enough. And Johnny hates Nickelback.
Wow.
And after that, of course, I went back to the NES Metroid game and made a version of that, which we opened up the show with, because that is just, classic.
Because why not?
And my sound card just crashed. I can't even play that again.
Oh, there we go. Oh, now is that not a little thing going on there?
I blame you, Dune.
It's a conspiracy. They knocked it out.
Hey, we had some fun. I was gonna actually, now we got Venison online and ask him some questions. I had some fun yesterday. I was listening to Venison Station, which by the way is tbrn.net, because I can say that. I can promote other stations up in this
Not my
bitch.
fault.
But I was listening to the match game. They had Liam on yesterday on the last match game, and poor Nick. That guy was stressed out to the max yesterday. it was the people that were doing the game weren't cooperating very well, and he wasn't really knowing how to handle it, I think. And so you could tell he was getting very stressed. And then the really funny thing is he was reading, when they'd ask questions, the audience people, which I was one of them because I listened to internet radio, I was writing in stuff, and he was surprisingly not reading my stuff, I noticed. Because one of the first questions was about somebody getting in trouble for something, and I wrote in, of course, not promoting somebody else's show on another network. and you can tell exactly when he got that message because he's talking. Then he just went off on something else, and immediately Sir Mars writes me and he goes, "Dune, you just got censored."
That just happened.
And everybody knew it. I was like, "Oh my God, dude, really?" I'm just having fun here.
Dune, you're a troublemaker.
I'm just having fun. And of course, and listen, I had some of the best answers. One of them was about a guy driving across the country, with a blank. And I said, a hooker in the trunk. That's some funny shit. Come on. Actually,
also too.
Actually, said dead hooker in the trunk.
He's pretty horrible. With messengers.
Well, the whole thing is, but he wouldn't read anything. He read everybody else's stuff. He even read your stuff. But and then of course, then he had fun because part of the thing that was messing him up too is my log on for AIM I've had since forever. And you know how it is, AIM, all those names have been taken long ago. And so I took my shortened version of Dune Jumper, which is spelled all screwed up because of Net TV. We went through that years ago. But and I put KS in front of it for Kansas. So to him with the screen reader, it does come up all whacked out. So he goes, Kadusha, which I told him, I said, I want to get a clip of him saying that because I want to make that my new name for the show. The Kadusha hit with, whatever, or the 5 hit with Kadusha or something like that.
There
That'd be kind of fun. But yeah, I kind of felt bad for him because he was stressing. He was really stressing out. But luckily, towards the end, everything kind of came together, and Liam helped him out, and everything kind of got clicked on the right track. But oh well. I wasn't sure if he sounds like a stressful kind of guy sometimes. I was just
Dune the showstopper. So
yeah, sure. And Venison has now confirmed it that he does stress out a little bit. Well, it's like it's kind of this I thought was kind of odd is after the show. He didn't disconnect from the stream, which was an honest mistake. Everybody's done it, where you just forget to click the off button, and it went silent. And I was like, "Oh, that's kind of weird." So I wrote to him and said, "Hey, automation didn't pick up," and I told Liam, and that's kind of strange because it's actually playing the stream. It's just a silent stream. There's nothing playing there. And then finally, it kicked over. And he sent a tweet out, and he said, and I forgot to disconnect from the stream. First time in 8 years. I'm like, is that necessary? I don't understand. I didn't get that. I was like, you have to throw that disclaimer in there. Oh, big deal. You didn't push a button. Who the fuck cares? I guess for me, I just sit there thinking to myself, we had a guy that vacuumed his goddamn carpet on the goddamn show and got like 60 listeners doing it. Hello? We had a dude, Rye fell asleep on the air after his show, and the next morning there were still people listening to his snoring. Come on. I think it's okay for somebody to forget to disconnect from the streams once in a while. It's no big deal.
No big deal at all.
It's no big deal. We all do it. Everybody's done stupid stuff. Hell, look at me. I do stupid stuff on every week. It's called the 5 Hit with Dune. Tune in and check it out because that's what happens.
Yeah,
or as Johnny likes to say, towards the end of the night, it's the 5 with Dune.
Yes, that is exactly.
Like that happened with my show. When I'd had this laugh laugh track as an ending piece before I would disconnect. But for some reason, it didn't. And it just kept going. And, the laugh track just kept going,
going.
Deteriorating. And by morning, all you heard was.
Yeah, but hopefully I don't want Nick to stress out, though. I think he really cares. He seriously cares because he obviously put a shit ton of work in that whole match game thing. A lot of work to it. I think that's what it is. It bugs him when it doesn't go off with it out of hitch. But it is. I love to listen to internet radio. I'm just a fan. That's all. But I think if Nick had his way, he'd probably shut my internet off for some reason. I don't know why I think that, but. It seems like I seem to have that effect on me. I don't want it to be that way. I'm just a dude from Kansas with a microphone that talks over songs once in a while.
There are times I think he would have loved to do that to me too, but
yeah, well, you're kind of grandfathered in.
Some people can't handle Dune's tweets. Some people can't handle Venison's tweets.
That's right.
And,
yeah, about that.
So which tweet was it this
time? No.
Hey, I am on the line with two adults here. Am I not?
No.
Dude just says
not what this show's for.
No. Nothing like that.
Not what the show's for.
Well, I just wanted to tell Dude, something that I do. Okay.
Well, I just one of those things.
Or something I don't do.
We're making you doing uncomfortable now.
With anything really.
Well, the whole thing is there's certain things that I get pretty passionate about, and certain things that, depending on the time of day, will set me off. And Johnny's been there before when Dune gets set off, and it gets pretty nasty. I don't like being that guy. I really don't. So I just remove myself from things that will set me off like that.
Yeah, but sometimes though, because like I said, there are, right now my timeline is filled with junk, which I've never even seen before. It's, not until this whole mess started.
Oh, there's plenty of junk out there.
And you have no idea. Like I said before, 90% of that shit I don't post or retweet. I just look at it and go, "You gotta be fucking kidding me."
Well, there's plenty of that out there. There's lots of little green men running around and stuff like that. But it's no big deal. If nothing else, it makes for fun radio.
Yeah,
because I do that. Because at least I am honest about it. I'll go. You know what? I haven't heard from Venison in a while. I'm gonna go see what's going on.
And then you immediately regret it.
Reading. Ah, fuck. Click.
Yeah, but see, that's just it. I either post something that that seems kind of interesting, or you might misinterpret it, but I'm actually being sarcastic with it.
Oh yeah, well, there's plenty of that stuff. But I don't. That's the whole thing. That's why I don't do that. I don't use either one of my Twitters, especially my Five Hit Dune. I have too much fun just poking fun at people. In a fun way. So that's what.
Well, if there's one thing,
I'm not sure. You shouldn't really unfollow, because then you might miss on something.
Well, yeah, but I can check it out once in a while.
It's kind of like it's kind of like
people that I've got, which I'm looking at. There are two people. One of them who I even talked to on another reason. I had no idea that this guy was a Nazi.
Oh, God.
I'm hosting actual Nazi propaganda and Nazi sympathizer stuff. I just look at this stuff and go, what?
And he follows you, and you follow. There we go.
Well, if
there's some context for you,
it's kind of like this. You got to keep following Skylark on Facebook, because how else are you going to find out about Elvis's recent activities?
Oh yeah, yo, you can follow him too.
Yeah,
see that I can get a kick out of.
Elvis is alive and well, and there are several pictures of old age Elvis to prove this.
I've seen those, actually.
Yeah.
I've seen those.
Yes.
What about the Galactic Federation of Light?
Yes. There's lizard people among us, and
well, that's very true. I've seen those people. Some of them live here in the Midwest. Trust me. Just saying.
I mean, I like the guy a lot, but I mean, he's getting really way out there. It's like, wow.
So, but anyways,
there, but nope, no use.
But speaking of Twitter, so yesterday I went to visit Kristen's parents, and a random quote came up in the conversation out of context. I was like, that will make a funny tweet. And that's when I started tweeting about the pink balls.
Mm-hmm.
And
Johnny's pink balls, as I...
But they're not my pink balls. They're my mother-in-law's pink balls.
That's even more disturbing, but go ahead.
No. But all right, so the quote is, I have pink balls. I can play in the snow. She was talking about golf.
Of course she was.
And basically, she's got golf clubs. She plays golf. And she was pointing out that she has pink golf balls so she can play in the snow, because then you can see the pink ball in the snow if it lands in the snow. I don't know what you were all thinking.
When you posted that, I just looked at it and just said, I don't know where I'm going to go with this. And just kept going.
Think about it. It's like last night, I'm going back through the tweets, Johnny Gator's tweets. Don't let my cherry ruin Sam's cherry.
Yeah.
Direct quote from Dune. Sadly enough, it's a true quote.
Yeah. That's because Dune's cherry brew was not that good. But Sam's cherry brew is pretty good. Sam Adams.
And disturbing at the same time.
Yeah. And true.
Mm-hmm. But
but then my other out of context quote was actually one of my quotes. And my quote of the day was, "The secret is not to do bukkake."
That's scary.
And let me explain. We were playing a...
Don't do it, but watch it. Is that what you're saying? Or what?
Well, we were playing a game. We were playing...
cool. What kind of game were you playing?
We were playing the type of game... we were playing the types of games that involve lots of fill-in-the-blank type of questions, where you come up with funny things to fill in the blank, and you vote on what's the funniest. And I kept on every chance I get filling in bukkake in the blank. And who is it? Wait,
who are the players here? Just out of curiosity.
Me, Kristen's parents, Kristen's brother.
Parents.
And you didn't have to explain what that was?
Well, we had to explain to Kristen's mom what bukkake is.
Okay.
But Kristen's dad helped us explain. He started out by saying, well, what could
How did he help explain?
Well, first we start by saying, well, you know what a facial is, right? And she's like, okay, I got it. And I'm like, well, I don't think you do, because a facial just usually involves one person, whereas it's kind of like a circle jerk meets a facial. She's like, okay, I got it.
Oh God, Johnny! Wow.
No, they're cool. They're cool. You can talk about these things with them.
This may be they obviously are cool, because look who came from them. I mean,
so I love a running joke, and so I just kept on filling in bukkake in the blanks wherever appropriate, and people were not voting for my answers and voting for the other answers, even though bukkake was funnier. So finally, I ditched the bukkake and came up with other answers, and I won the next game. So when I won the next game, at the end of the game, I said, "Well, the secret is not to do bukkake."
Okay, well, I guess that works.
So that's
if it works for you. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So that was that for that in that circumstance. That was the secret. So
if you're wondering how many times you can actually throw that word into a show, I think the answer is 17.
There you go.
Go back and count. I dare you.
Bukkake. 18.
Now, you know that after they played the game, Kristen's parents, called her up and said, we know a place where you can get it for still cheap.
No. It was all good.
Well, yeah, that's an interesting
game.
See,
the thing is that
next time you play a game like that, you need to get us on Skype. I think we need to do this. We need to get more people involved.
Yes. We need to get the more people involved, the more fun bukkake is. Wait, what?
Wait, what? I was going to say the answer is no. That's the name of this. That's the name of the game. It's not. It's not what it is. It's what it's not. There we go.
There we go.
That's one of the but I think Edison said that about his tweets. It's not what it is, it's what it's not. There we go.
And you see, these are the things you miss out on if you don't follow me on Twitter.
I do follow you on Twitter.
Follow me on Twitter?
I've only unfollowed you once.
Yeah. What did I post that caused that?
I don't even know.
Yeah, actually, I follow you on Twitter too, but your tweets are kind of like so far in between. You end up being so far down the timeline, you can't be found anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you follow, that's the one thing that makes I don't follow very many people. I take it very seriously on the people I follow, so that's what keeps it manageable. You know,
Yeah,
because there's some of it's like Instagram. There was some people I was following. There was one that there was a lady that I say a lady, girl, whatever you want to call it, that I interviewed on the Dune and Bob Show years and years ago. That's from Canada. She has an Instagram account, and I followed her on there once, and I had to stop following her because it's like you said, it's like, you know, there's 300 pictures of her every day, and then the couple that I want to see from somebody else, you know, and you have to buzz, go through there, trying to find all that stuff, and you know, so you have to be kind of sparingly once in a while.
And people who constantly shove tweet after tweet.
Oh my God! Yeah, some of them just like, oh yeah. Yeah, I gotta say, that's a full-time job for Brian.
Oh yeah.
You know what's funny? Brian was the first guy that I ever found out that I didn't. Whoa, I'm confused. I had no idea that there's actually a limit to the people you can follow. There actually is a limit.
There is.
Not that you can wait.
And Brian knows that.
Or the follow. Yeah, you can only follow X amount of people, and Brian knows that number because he's hit it. Because I remember one time he said I had to unfollow somebody so I could follow this other guy. I was like, well, what?
Yeah, whenever Brian wants to follow someone else, he's got to pick someone to unfollow.
Yeah, so he knows that number, and it's in the thousands, by the way. So,
God damn.
Yeah, no kidding. Can you imagine what it would? I mean, you have to hire somebody. So that was one of the things I was thinking. Maybe if I get enough money sometime, I can actually just hire somebody to, you know, filter all of Venison's tweets for me. In that way, you know.
Dune, I try to do my part. When I see a tweet from Venison that I think that you'd react to, I retweet it.
I think, you know what? I am guessing that's probably what got you banned. I'm thinking that. But see, I don't know if you heard that story, Venison, but there was this one morning where Johnny, you know, he goes and picks up his phone and it says, "You're now being followed by @5HitDune." He's like, "What?"
And the thing is there was at least 2 or 3 things that immediately came to mind that could have caused you to unfollow me.
At least I don't block, because I used to actually go through the motions of blocking. But there's no reason. Just unfollow. Take that. You know, it's like in my world, this little hand comes out of your phone, slaps you on the head. You've been unfollowed by Doom. Pop. You know. Pop. Oh, if we could only make that happen, wouldn't that be great?
This is the really good stuff.
Oh God, that would be great.
You know, if someone could invent a way to make an arm come out of the computer screen and stab the other person in the face, that person would be a millionaire.
You know,
with a spork.
Oddly enough, last week's show I played from 2004, and it was really an interesting show. John was John there? I think John was there. Bob was not there, and I had like 4 of friends of John that were over there, all Midwest people, so it was like a hick fest. And the girl that was sitting at Bob's computer, she was reading the IM. She goes, I got this request to join a chat on AIM, which was a no. You never wanted to do that back in the day. And I said, no, you just click off on that. And then, you know, and I said, because if you click yes, hands come out of the computer and grab your boobies. You know, I was thinking, now that would be an interesting job to have. I'm the hand booby guy that comes out of the computer.
Knock on the door. Hi.
So I'm just saying. What I'm getting at with that point is how hip I was way back then, with having your computer react or interact with. You know, that'll happen someday.
There you go.
Could have all kinds of. I just think of the Big Bang Theory and Wolowitz with his, you know, his one-armed robot. You know, yeah. So yeah, you know, it's a coming, literally. No matter how you slice it there. Well, wow, man.
But anyways, I realized, to go back, I talked about Tharko's coffee machine, but I didn't finish the whole coffee story.
Oh, that's right. You have.
So yeah, Tharko had free coffee that sucked, and then Analog had better coffee that they charged you for, and you know, it was like $1.50 for a large.
Whoa.
Yeah, you know, and so this
banking it on Johnny there.
So this place, after my first week, I got comfortable enough to start asking about non-work related things. So, you know, Friday, as I get a machine imaging, I say to, you know, the next guy, all right, now I have the important question of the day. Where do I get coffee? And follow me. And we go over there, and there's this nice machine with a touch digital display pad on it.
Mm-hmm.
And, I could pick a light roast, a decaf, a dark roast. I hit the dark roast button. How do you want it? Do you want it light, medium, or dark? Strong or mild? I pick the option. And once I pick my options and how many ounces do I want, the machine drops the beans from the container, starts grinding them up, and brews this perfect cup of coffee. I'm like, awesome. So this place has got some great perks.
Venison. First world problems right there. Let me tell you, because we've already discussed this. That machine's going to break down someday, and Johnny's going to storm out. I am not going to work under these circumstances. I am not going to sit here and not have my fresh ground coffee some animal.
Now, I thought that was the highlight of the day. That was not the highlight of the day.
Yeah,
if you follow me on Twitter, I think you know what the highlight of the day was, which came in a tweet later that day.
Bukkake?
No. I don't. They've not mentioned anything about free bukkake.
You know what? You were the one that brought it up. I just wanted to round up to 20. Sorry.
Okay. All right.
You can't leave it at 19.
So Dune needs at least 20. For it to be official that it's bukkake.
We're good. Fucker, 21.
It takes 20 people to make bukkake.
22.
Okay. No. So 4 o'clock rolls around, and now since I'm training, I'm not going in the early shift. I'm just kind of going in the standard shift. So I'm working 8:30 to 5:30 at this time, and so 4 o'clock rolls around. And my supervisor comes walking back to his desk, and I do a double take as I see him holding a brown glass bottle in his hand, taking a swig out of it. And I was thinking, like, well, wow, that's very ballsy to bring in soda that comes in a bottle that could be easily confused for beer. Kudos to you, fellow supervisor.
That's right.
He sees me kind of doing my double take, and he turns to me and says,
he got his pink pair swinging.
Right. And he turns to me and he says, "Oh, would you like a beer?" And I figure he's just teasing me because he sees that I think that I thought it was beer at first. And I kind of did a little laugh. It was like, that's soda, isn't it? And he turns the bottle, and it's an IPA. He was drinking a beer, and he offered me a beer. And I was like, seriously? He goes, well, yeah, it's Friday. It's after 4 o'clock. We could drink beer on Fridays after 4. I usually bring in some. You're welcome to have one if you want. And even though it's an IPA and I don't care for IPAs that much.
But it's a free IPA,
right? I could not pass up the opportunity to have a beer on the job. And so, yes, they let you bring in and drink beer on a Friday after 4.
That's interesting. So, theoretically, you could be drinking the 5-hit brew while you're working, technically.
Yeah, yes, I could bring in the rest of the cherry fog and offer it to my
No. You pour that shit down the sink. Pop the tops and pour it down this. Do not keep that. Promise.
Send all feedback to at 5-hit Dune.
Promise me you're going to dump that crap out, please. Please promise me.
I might have to save that for the next telethon.
Johnny, I am not going to be comfortable knowing that there's any of those bottles left.
It may age nicely, dude.
They will not.
We have to revisit this in a year.
Equally as bad or worse.
I am saving these for something. I don't know what yet. It might be when I need to strip the paint off the walls. I don't know, but I am using that.
Can you at least take the labels off? No, I don't. I purposely...
It amuses me how uncomfortable this makes you.
It's making me very uncomfortable. But this, I don't know if you heard, by the way, I've been making some awesome brews, and I made a stinker.
What happened here?
I had one that the beer's a stinker. Are you not listening? Oh, he's talking about something else. Sorry. But yeah.
Dune, if we ever do another telethon, I do need something to clean the paint off the brushes.
I'm not comfortable having my label with an American flag on that crappy beer.
I could change out the bottle caps for North Korean flags if that would make you feel better.
That would make me feel better. Oh, there he goes.
That's what it was. His Skype was malfunctioning.
Yeah, but I am not comfortable with that.
I'm thinking drinking for dollars with the cherry fog is in our future.
God, I call it the cherry grog.
The cherry.
Maybe just change the F to a G.
You know what? You might have to make some new labels and send them in the next box for me to replace on the bottles there.
Yeah, it says condemned or something like that. You know what? You know what I can do? I know exactly what I'm going to do. The next set of bottles you're going to get, I'm going to go online and I'm going to make 2 yuck mouth stickers. Isn't that the ones that they have for the kids that had the hands over the like?
Right.
You know,
to mark them, do not drink this.
Do not drink this. That's what I'll send you, and you can put those on there. Oh God,
I'll put those on there. No, they're going to sit in the back of the fridge. I'm going to find something to do with those.
Oh God, they're horrible.
They're not bad.
Oh, you know what?
It's
not. There is worse. You're right. There is worse. But I'm just the whole thing is it's like I said. It bummed me out because it was so bad.
If you take a swig and you go, that wasn't that great. Wait a minute, let me try another swig just to confirm. Then it wasn't that bad if you go in for a second swig. If it was, if it was really bad, it would have been a 1 sip spit take. We're dumping this.
Yeah.
But I did.
Oh, by the way, I just realized that sending all of the Twitter contacts, my information does make some people mad. Christopher, I won't say his last name, has blocked us.
Christopher,
because he wrote back and says blocked.
Over what?
I guess because I sent him the link to listen to the show. How dare Dune send him the link?
What, through Skype or through?
Through Skype. I said through Skype. I sent it. I sent everybody.
So you've been blocked on Skype by Christopher.
I guess.
Oh.
Okay. I think what I'll do is I will send him a sad face.
But you're blocked.
Well, it goes somewhere. There, I sent him a sad face. Sorry. Didn't mean to make anybody mad. I just want everybody to know that the show's on, so they can listen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel. First, my beer sucks. Now this, I've been blocked.
And then Christopher blocks you.
Yes. Damn. Oh well. On a lighter note, pink balls.
Pink balls.
And bukkake.
Why?
This is the Dune and Bob show has changed. Has it not? When would you ever think to hear something like that? I guess for all this time.
But I do want to thank you for sending me that great picture of an awesome vinyl flooring.
That is, you know what? I think you should do that.
But then how do I play them?
Well, if you stop and think about it. Well, see, gosh dang it. Quandaries here. Every time I have an idea, luckily I have my filter on that stops me, because I'm sitting there thinking to myself, over the years, you've had boxes and boxes and boxes offered to you of records.
Yes.
That you don't want. But here's the problem. Do you want those crappy records on your floor?
Exactly, because people come in, they're going to be looking, and it's going to be like, well, gee, why do you have like 20 copies of Frampton's Comes Alive?
Yeah, you have like Muskrat Love and every
and
demand here, Johnny.
And I didn't realize Nickelback released stuff on vinyl.
See, I knew it.
So you don't want to put the bad stuff on the floor, but you don't want to put the good stuff on the floor.
You don't put the good stuff on the floor.
Because then someone comes in and they go, dude, what are you doing destroying a copy of the White Album for your floor?
That's true.
Exactly. So
if you have that, I guess if you have that much money on your hands, I see that is a good quandary, because that's true. It's a cool picture from afar.
Yeah.
But if Johnny was in that house, what would you be doing? You would read every effing label on that floor. You would be checking out every single one of those records and going like, wow, that's a this or that's a that. I guess
it's kind of like,
unless you could have somebody print, if they could do, fake printings of just the label you could stick on an old album, I guess, or something like that. I don't know.
But, it's kind of like this. Let me show you something that actually resulted in conversation on a forum I frequent, basically criticizing this. There's a nice eBay auction here, and I think you'll see the problem here.
Okay.
Because, you could turn old, useless records into things like...
Oh, now, Chicago self-titled quadraphonic recycled vinyl
LP album.
Holy shit.
You need a bowl for your chips? There you go.
Why would...
Yeah.
This is interesting. Let me bring this up for the peeps to see, because this is kind of, and I can see where for a person like yourself, this would be a little disturbing.
Yeah.
What this is somebody has taken a record, heated it up, and then put it into a bowl, which makes it turn into a bowl. That makes sense. And
yeah, something to put your pretzels in.
That's kind of disturbing there. Oh, I just realized something. I just zoomed in the wrong thing. I meant to zoom in on this. There we go. Sorry. There we go. I zoomed in on the actual Hangout itself. There you go.
Yeah.
So and I see where Johnny's quandary is. This is an actual quadraphonic record.
Yes.
Is what this is. So now, does this have any value to it at all?
Well, to be honest, I believe that's. Well, actually, is that Chicago's first album? Or is that Chicago's second album? No, that might actually be.
It's self-titled, so that'd be the first album.
Well, no, but the first album was called Chicago Transit Authority. The second album was commonly referred to as Chicago 2, but it was actually just labeled Chicago. And the third album was labeled Chicago 3. I got to look up what those songs are on, actually. Let me,
and just looking at other stuff, he's got Little River Band, same thing. It's not a quad record. Oh, Casey and the Sunshine Band, Stills and Crofts. Oh, Johnny. You know what he has?
What does he have?
Barry Manilow.
Well, that's okay. No,
okay. Well, so there is something that's okay to eat chips out of if it's pressed if it's pressed out like a bowl. That's what you're saying.
I wouldn't buy it, but I'm not pissed off by it.
No. Live.
Let's see. It is.
You know what? Oh, this is kind of disturbing.
That is Chicago's second album. So that one, yeah, there's some value there to that. Now, as it turns out, they recently put out a Blu-ray box set, which my copy is on its way here, of all of the Chicago Quad albums in high resolution sound on Blu-ray. So, but before that came out, no, there was some value to that record.
They have one record that kind of disturbs me. That actually, when I was getting ready to do the 5-hit show, I had 2 routes I was going to take. Well, I actually had 3, but I was going to go the old route. I had the metal route. I had one more. Because a lot of times my shows they're inspired by one song, and this is that one song right here that they actually have. You recognize this one?
Who is this now?
There I was with the old man.
It's Heart.
Stranded.
Oh, okay.
Dog and Butterfly. And I don't know why I heard this on the radio. I thought this is a great song. I just I've heard Heart in years. And so that was going to be my inspiration for one of my 5-hit shows, and they actually have a Heart, Dog and Butterfly vinyl that has been pressed into a bowl. So this, wow, $9. And you see, the whole thing is, I think it's kind of cool, and I'd like to buy one, but I don't want to encourage the guy.
Right. I mean, on the one hand, now it could very well be that he found this record without a cover, and it is a double album, so it's the first record, the second record's lost or something like that. It could be that there's something wrong with these records that he's throwing in the polls. But the thing is that it doesn't look scuffed up and scratched up. It looks fairly shiny. And it looks like if he did not do this process, it would have played. And, on the one hand, you don't want to buy a bowl made out of a record that you hate, because what would be the point of that? But on the other hand, you don't want to encourage destroying records that you love. So chip bowl records are pretty useless to me.
Yeah, he's got 101 of these to choose from, by the way.
Yeah, only one of which is quad.
He's got Asia, Santana's Greatest Hits, Little River Band, Chicago, Judy Collins. Don't know why you'd want that one. Bachman Turner Overdrive, BTO. The Letterman, don't know who that is. The Rascals' Greatest Hits. Yeah, some of these, Butch Cassidy, Ike Turner. Ike Turner? Yeah, Ike Turner. Okay, that's a real one.
So, no, I don't want to turn
Barbra Streisand. Yeah, I don't know if I want to eat chips out of Barbra Streisand. There's just something weird about that. Ooh, Boogie with the Canned Heat. There we go. Throw some chips in that bad boy.
Did I ever show you that link on how to clean your records?
Is that the one where you put the glue on it?
Well, no, there was a mock clip.
Oh, Duran Duran. There we go. So yeah, that's interesting. So if you, I guess I'll post the link for the peeps.
Yeah.
I'll do that. I will grab the eBay link so everybody can see what the hell we're looking at. And I'm gonna say grab your balls here.
Yeah.
Say, come on, get you a bowl. You know what? Venison might want one too.
Yeah. So there you go. Chip bowl.
Oop. There we go. 88, and put the link in, paste, and tweet. There. Done. Official.
Oh my God. I did not. I totally did not. My Skype says that I blocked someone, and I don't remember blocking anyone.
What Skype?
My Skype says I blocked someone named Chris.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like, but I didn't block anyone. How do I unblock?
Oh, maybe that's what it's telling me.
No, because
maybe it's not him telling me he's blocked. It's just his.
No, because my Army of Quad Skype says that I blocked someone named Chris, not Christopher, Chris. And I'm like, well, how did I do that? And because I didn't even mean to do that. Because I was looking to see if there was anyone named Christopher on my Skype to see if I could figure out who blocked us, and I saw there was a Chris, so I clicked on
the funny thing is, it still shows he's online, though. So maybe he's just threatening to block me.
Okay.
I can't say me, NHB.
Well, I retaliated by blocking some random dude named Chris. So there.
Good job, Johnny.
One
Chris blocks us, and we're going to block 3 of them.
Yeah.
That sounds like a terrorist kind of thing.
It is a war on Chris's.
That's right. You block one of us, we're going to block 5 of you. That's what we're going to do. That's right. Piss us off, and we're gonna have one person you can talk to on Skype after we're done.
That's how we roll.
After we're done blocking everybody, because we've already tried that once. We let Kevin in charge of the IA. If anybody's listening to the automation, so we know that's possible. It can be done. You can mass block people, at least on Miranda, I think was the name of the program that he was using at the time.
Right.
But right click, select all, and block.
There you go. You are all blocked.
That's right. You are all gone. Oh well, man. I tell you what. I'm so glad to be at least back doing the show, because the last 2 weeks it's kind of Damon's been busy, so I wasn't able to actually get him around to do anything. And because he does stuff, he's got family stuff he's taking care of, and band gigs and whatever else he's doing. I did notice last night that about the time I was getting ready to end my show last night, which would be 2:00 East Coast time, that he started tweeting a bunch of stuff. So I started talking to him like, "Hey, what's going on, man?" I don't know. I don't know. He took a big nap and woke up or something.
I don't know.
What the deal was.
Hey, dude, I'm sorry, but I have to do this for the reaction just because this is funny to me. So I apologize in advance. Dude, I was just thinking, I got the perfect solution to this whole, I have 2 cherry fogs left in the fridge, right?
Oh, here we go.
And, you were inspired by watching Mike and Seth brew beer.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 guys up there, and they're curious how you're doing and your beer. And I can bring them some samples of some of your best work. Yeah, check it out. Here's how dudes. I wouldn't do that to you, dude.
I would be mortified.
Don't worry, dude.
Mortified.
If anyone's drinking those 2 beers, it's me.
Oh God, I'm not even comfortable with that.
I've already tasted it.
I don't even know if I want random people who don't like me drinking that beer. It just make them not like me more.
We could just send the rest of the batch of venison.
Oh, there we go. He'd probably like it.
Exactly.
It's free beer. He'd like it.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind taking. If someone handed him a bottle of
it's too late. It's gone. It's all down the. It is now being processed by the waste treatment plant here in Kansas. So
if venison was at a party, it wanted to get his drink on, and someone handed him a bottle of Robitussin, I'm sure he'd take us away.
Are you rocking the Tussins? Is that what you're saying? You know what? I never thought about this. I could just change the label. Because before, the 5 we did have a good saying is, hey, at least the label looks good.
Yeah.
We could say, hey, at least it's not Robitussin.
Yeah.
Literally.
There you go.
Yeah, I never thought about that. At least it's not Robitussin. So that
I think I'm going to say that beer for next time I get a cold.
It might work.
Get the teaspoon out.
I tell you what, you did see the picture because you retweeted it. Now, this is what I'm really excited about, and I hope this works out, is right now in the bottles, not fermenting, but carbonating, is my first ever hard cider, which I think is cool.
Ooh.
That's what's in the bottles right now. So hopefully that turns out really good. I tasted a little bit of it before I bottled it, and it's pretty zippy. Cool. It's got a lot of yang to it. I went around. I went and checked many different recipes, and most of it, apple. Basically, it's really hard. You basically pour apple juice into a fermenting vessel, and then put yeast in it with sugar.
Huh.
Hold me back. It's pretty tough. But the whole thing is, what I did stray just a little bit, which it's not going to get me in trouble, but it calls for brown sugar. Which, no offense, Venison, we're not talking about you, by the way. But it calls for brown.
I have never had a Robitussin in my life.
Oh, there we go. Well, you might like this stuff then. You might like this stuff.
Wait. When you got a cold, didn't your mother ever pull out the teaspoon and the Robitussin and or the tablespoon or no, the teaspoon and?
Oh, he's old, man. It's castor oil, baby. Come on.
We did. Ew. Oh God. Thanks for that memory.
Oh, you know what? I honestly, lucky for me, I never had it, but my mother used to talk about it constantly because they had to take it.
Grandma.
And of course, my only exposure to it was watching on the Little Rascals. Watching the moms make them take it, where they would take and they'd pinch their nose and yank their head back, and then put the big nasty spoon in their mouth and go. Whoa! So that must have been horrible.
It was.
Oh God, yeah, I never had that. Thank goodness.
Yeah, that was my grandmother's territory. Oh,
yeah.
She was all into the recipes.
But that apple cider, though, like I said, it calls for brown sugar to actually make it, and the brown sugar is not really to make it sweet as much as it is. That's what makes the alcohol. So what I did to change up the recipe was some people use, instead of sugar, they use honey. So I used 2 pounds of honey in it. So we'll see. Hopefully it turns out good. It's definitely got alcohol in it. I can tell you that because you can smell it and you can taste it. So 2 weeks in the bottle, I will get a couple of them heading your way, and we'll see what happens. I know your wife likes apples, so because what I did is it's 2 gallons, and I used a gallon and a half of apple juice, and then I used a half gallon of a mixture of raspberry and something else to kind of offset a little bit. So yeah, it's either gonna, what, I guess, I've already had the stinker, I guess I can say, hey, it's not cherry fog. That's going to be the new Dune thing, is going to say, hey, at least it's not cherry fog.
At least it's not cherry fog.
Yeah. And I wouldn't have done that I would not have sent that stuff to you, Venison. I wouldn't have done it. I'd have felt bad. I'd have thought I would be abusing Venison to send him my case of cherry fog that I put down the sink because it was so bad. Oh well. These things happen.
Oh yeah, and that probably would have prompted the other remedy my grandmother gave me only once.
What's that?
Bad stomach. She actually broke out the douchebag.
Okay, it cut out for a second. Broke out the what?
She actually, brought out douchebag.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
It was like,
you're
just show up there.
Oh my God! Vince is like,
and unleashed the valve.
Moon River. Poor Vince.
I remember just straight up like.
And then you have to think about, do you go to school and talk about it?
No.
Yeah, I was going to say the answer for me is no. No, absolutely not. I don't think even I think you'd be able to talk to a therapist about something like that. Oh gosh, that's terrible.
The protests that followed were
yeah. I was gonna say I don't want to go to grandma's no more.
Well, that's
or I was gonna say the last sniffle you ever had at grandma's house. Or tummy ache, I mean. You're like, oh, I feel fine. That's great. I go out and cut wood there. Oh, God, that'd be scary. That'd be scary stuff.
Well, it never happened again.
Nothing like that. Like I said, for me growing up, I was lucky. My parents didn't eat livers, so I didn't have to worry about that. I never had the liver and onions at our house because they didn't eat it. So
I'd love it.
Well, some people do. I personally have never had it. So
if you cook it just right,
it does look funky. I've seen it. I've been to restaurants and seen it before, but just for whatever reason, I've never tried it.
There's a certain way you got to cook it. You can't cook it all the way through. You'll have it super well done because then it will come out pasty and nasty tasting and texture. But
so that's like their version of cherry fog is bad liver.
Yeah, but you cook it just right. It's got a nice texture. And with the onions, it's a great taste.
Oh man. How about you, Johnny? Have you been a liver and onions person at all?
I've never had this stuff myself.
So
I just remember
you and I both dodged the bullet on that one.
I just remember there was like an episode of Growing Pains where they were eating liver for dinner, and anytime the kids said something the parents didn't like, they start putting another piece on their plate. And
it was very quiet around the house that night.
Right, and at some point after the parents leave the table, the kids kind of ditched it in a basket on the shelf and pretended like they finished eating it. And then at the end of the episode, the mother's like sniffing around the kitchen trying to find where the smell's coming from because...
well, the sad thing is, and I know this has happened before, I mean, when you're dropping stuff on the floor and the dog won't eat it, you need to stop and, retake inventory on your life because... And which is very funny, by the way. What makes it funny to bring that up is I have grandkids now that are not quite 2 years old. But and the funny thing, some of the things that they give kids these days, I don't know. Have you ever had baby food before? It looks good, but it ain't.
There was a period in my life where I did eat baby food, but I don't remember much about it.
Trying. I mean, like if there's you taste it, go, oh my god. There's not a whole lot of. There's no taste to it. And the taste that is there is horrible. And the kids eat it and you're like, oh, geez, it's terrible. Well, they have these things that are like the little goldfish things. Mm-hmm. Well, they have them for little kids and they just really dissolve fast. Mm-hmm. They're made, so they can't choke on them. They can just put them in their mouth. They almost just go to way to nothing. Some of the stuff they have. And one of the games they have, because they're twins and they do these things, is, throwing the food on the floor and watching the dog go after it. That's a big fun thing, it makes for big giggles around the house. But there are several things that those kids are given to eat that the dogs won't touch.
Now that's saying something, because think about, let me just tell you something.
Yes.
Keep this in mind. If a dog will not eat something that drops on the floor. Mm-hmm. Growing up, we had a dog. Her name was Banshee. My dad named her after the car.
Course,
the Pontiac Banshee. And Banshee, when there was a period of time when my youngest sister was a baby, and you did not dare throw a diaper in the garbage can in the house.
Oh, I see.
Because the dog wanted the special treats that was in that diaper.
That's right. That was some finger-looking. Oh, gross. Yeah, there we go.
I mean, now here's the thing. It's not as bad as you're thinking, because if you found the mess of a ripped-up diaper strewn about, it was the cotton and the diaper materials they had to clean up. There was no.
Yep. You had to think about it when little Banshee come up and wanted to give you a kiss on the face. You're like,
oh no. There was a period of time that there was no way that dog would get anywhere near my face. You get away from me.
Yep, you take that booty pickle mouth and go somewhere else, my friend. That's right. You just haul that over on your side of the world and just stay over there. Yeah.
So if you drop something on the floor and Banshee won't eat that?
Between that, sniffing butts and all that, I just think if somebody just tunes in now, they heard booty pickle and sniffing butts. That's all they've heard. They just tuned into the show. And that's what
something that will eat the contents of a diaper won't eat something you dropped on the floor? You
you
might want to think about what you just dropped on the floor.
You got to rethink that. Yeah. That's true. But that's what happened. These kids are throwing it, and it's like, whoa, they're not eating this stuff. And there's two of them. It's like they're both going like, they're doing hey, let's get Mikey. He likes it. It doesn't work that way. It's like, oh
no.
But yeah, because I tried one. I thought I'm going to give this a try. It's like the first time you try a rice cake. Who was that person that thought that was a good idea? I can't. Every time I say rice cake, what pops into my head is that picture of Homer Simpson with the rice cake that has 3 calories and going 3 calories, and it's like piled up. It's like a foot tall. Of salami and cheese, everything else.
Well, every time you say rice cake, I think about I don't think you're supposed to eat styrofoam cups.
That's what it is too. Because I tried. I thought somebody said, "Here, try these. They're really good. They're rice cakes. They, they fill you up and they don't." And I said, "Well, yeah, the same place that gets coffee for Johnny, you can probably get rice cakes from there too."
You read my mind.
That's
you
right.
Read my mind there.
Even I tried one once.
Yeah, those are pretty bad.
Bite.
Oh, and of course, then they got the fancy rice cakes that have caramel in them.
Oh, there are some varieties of those that aren't so bad.
I haven't tried that either.
The apple cinnamon ones are all right.
The ones that they claim they have it's sort of like unflavored yogurt. That, as a kid, I remember my mom going, "You won't like this," and of course, mom is lying. I know I'm going to like this. I love yogurt. What do you get? No, you won't like this. Mom, I love yogurt. You know I love yogurt. Give me the look. And of course, why didn't you tell me? And then you get the look from your mom. She's like, he doesn't have a chance. He just doesn't have a chance.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to grow up and have a
dark, unsweetened chocolate.
He's going to grow up and have a radio show that nobody listens to, is what he's going to have. He's going to spend all of his life on the radio.
Oh, yes. The unsweetened bar chocolate. Oh, boy.
Absolutely.
It's a candy bar.
That's right. Chocolate.
Grab that sucker and
break
run
open
off.
a piece, put it in your mouth, and just like.
Yep. That's right.
Why would someone make that look like?
And you have to wonder. At first, you think you've been, long before Ashton Kutcher was around, you think you got punked. Somebody somewhere, punked you.
Someone switched the chocolate for diaper goodness.
The only thing I can even, sadly enough, I had remembered that so much that when I found I have to be careful how I say this, because it was going to come out as when I found that box of AIDS under the counter, is what I was going to say, which is legitimate and is a real thing. It sounds horrible, but the chocolate AIDS, what do you call it? It was a dietary supplement for losing weight, supposedly.
Oh yeah, there's
which I think it was some sort of low calorie chocolate with speed in it. Basically, if I remember right, I think that's what it was. And they sold it to people for losing weight or whatever. And my mom had a box of it. And it was under the cupboard. And I remember finding that, going like, "Oh, little chocolates." I was like, "Oh, wait a second." I remember that big one. Oh, is it? Oh, there we go. Would you send me here?
Well, I can't play it because my sound card's messing up until I close and reopen the browser, which I would lose you if I did that. So
okay, let's see if.
So I can't verify that that's the right thing.
Well, first we got to get past this crap, but.
Oh yeah, let's advertise something.
You got to have the advertising. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. That shit don't pay for itself.
You got to have that. That's right.
Oh boy, it's a big truck.
It's a big car and a big truck, and what else? What else is going on?
An alien. It's an advertisement for an alien.
An alien. That's right. Oh, by the way, this leaks to a racist commercial too. Great.
Oh, that's wonderful.
I could have hit the skip ad all this time, and I didn't do it. So here we go. Perhaps the most unfortunate name for a diet candy.
I've tried fad diets, powders, pills. Still my weight's been up and down like a yo-yo until the AIDS plan taught me how to take off weight and help keep it off.
AIDS may taste like a candy, but AIDS contains one of the most effective appetite suppressants you can buy. And there's no stimulant in AIDS that could make you nervous.
With AIDS, I ate less, so the weight came off. To help keep it off when I sometimes want things loaded with calories, AIDS helps put me in control.
Let the AIDS plan teach you how to take off weight and help keep it off. Try peanut butter AIDS.
For the people that are listening, this is going to be
yeah, AIDS will make you lose weight.
I don't know why there's more here.
Is that it?
I think so. I think this is just whoever.
Yeah, it's like the world's longest.
Yeah. There's more video promoting himself than there is of the actual video.
Yeah, there we go. So
that's the AIDS plan.
It's the AIDS plan. But I had found a box of those.
So your mom was on the AIDS plan.
Yeah, well, not for long, because there wasn't a lot out of that box. There was just a few missing, and that was it. I think they must not. I never had them myself. They must not have tasted very good.
So you never had AIDS?
No, I never. See, I feel bad laughing. You can't laugh at that. That's
no, it's a true statement.
Well, yes, it's a true statement. Yes. You're so much trouble.
It's dark humor. I mean, yeah, it's.
Oh, God. Vincent, we were before
nothing
you
against.
I don't know if you heard before you came on, but I said that the stereotyping thing, that if I was to say that you were going to come by my house and we were going to hang out and listen to Nickelback together, that there might be some people that would take that wrong.
Nickelback and chill.
What'd you say? Netflix and chill? Is that what you said?
I said Nickelback and chill.
Oh yeah, that's even worse. That makes it sound even worse. So there you go. Oh man.
Oh, yeah, I heard it.
Well, you see what I'm saying though. I mean, context is everything. And the problem is there'll be a lot of people going, "Yep, we wondered about old Dune. We were wondering all this time." Oh man. That's the fun thing about listening back to some of those old shows like that one last week. Because the one from last week, I must not have been working the next Monday because I was drinking beer on the Sunday show back in 2004, which is, I hardly ever drink on the Dune and Bob show. So for whatever reason that day I was. So it was a little vocal. There was a few F-bombs flying around, and because back in the old days, I think it's hard because remember I think Bob would go through the motions for us. If one of us blew out the bad word, he'd go ahead and say them all.
Right.
I don't remember what they were. They were like something.
Shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. He just stole the George Carlin thing.
Yeah.
Possibly, or something like that. Oh, well. Well, Venison, let's see. Tuesday. You do your show on Tuesdays and Fridays, right?
Yep.
What is show prep for Venison consist of? I'm guessing the first one is, do I have bandwidth? That's the first one.
Yeah.
I have to ask, once you have bandwidth and you actually connect, you have to wonder, do I still have a log on? I just wonder if it ever... Because now if Nick finds out that you've been talking to Dune on his show, I don't know. He might be putting you on notice and click.
Yeah, but show prep, what's that?
Well, that's what I wondered. It's like Johnny and I.
Yeah.
That's the nice thing about we've done the show long enough where we can just turn on and talk. That's one of the talents. I said, if nothing else, I said it won't be funny and it may not be entertaining, but there will be no dead air because I have proven that I can talk for several hours about nothing for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. And there are a couple.
I would have been perfect for CNN years ago. Prep. Yeah, about CNN or whatever. I've been perfect for that.
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple times I had show prep, but I never got to it.
No, yeah, I was going to say for the longest time. I remember back years ago when Pedge was doing a show that there was one time he's like, you know what, I'm gonna put together a schedule and I'm gonna stick to it. And he sent me the schedule that he had, and it was like literally down to the minute. He was like, 8 o'clock to 8:10, we're going to talk about this. From 8:10 to 8:30, we're going to talk about. I was like, oh, this is going to be great. And the sad part is, through the whole show, I think most of the show's topic was talking about what the schedule was, more than actually keeping to it.
Well, that was on the agenda, I'm sure.
Yeah, that was on the agenda. Yeah, talk about the schedule for 5 minutes. We'll do something like that. Because you got those people that overschedule everything. My son, unfortunately, is like that. He is a schedule freak, and it just drives me crazy. There's certain things. It's like vacation for me. I mean, when it comes to planning, I am very serious about certain parts of planning when it comes to vacation. I want to know, when it starts and when it stops. That's the two big things. And then, if I'm going somewhere, how do I get there? Where am I going to stay once I get there? And how am I getting home? If I've got those covered, everything else is pretty much up in the air. Because I don't want to think hard. I really don't. I just want to chill. And oh my God, my son's total polar opposite. I mean, he does that. Well, 8:05 on the beach, 8:06 do this, do. And I mean, he has this regimented. He went on a cruise one time, and he has this regimented of do this, do this, do this. I was like, oh God, this is going to fail miserably. Because he found out that the people on Island Time don't really give a shit about your schedule, is what he found out.
Yeah.
Which was kind of funny. Oh, my man, we did, today we won't be doing that. The Dolphins, they just, they're not cooperating. So I don't know. Why did I just go let Pepe Le Pew on a dolphin thing? I don't know what.
I don't know, because that's how the dolphin people talk.
That's how if you dolphin people talk, that's exactly what it is. But anyway, so that's the difference is I like to. Johnny, I don't know how you are on that. I mean, I have to take. I mean, your trip coming home from where you were to where you are now. I mean, you had that fairly well planned, I guess.
I plan things,
but not crazy.
I go with the flow. I'm kind of somewhere in between different things.
If you want to see the big ball of twine, you'll take a left there at Albuquerque and check that out.
I'll do that. I had no problem doing that.
Yeah, it's historical.
Well, of course, you got to do that stuff. I haven't done that in a long. I mean, the big long trips across the country. Johnny's done that twice now. Since I've known him, I have not. It's been a long time since I've made a long trip like that, other than for work, which doesn't really count. Because that's kind of
I did it once.
E to B kind of thing.
Really don't think I want to do that again.
Well, I just think, back in the days with the parents, it was a lot easier then because you really didn't have to think about then. You were just going. It's like wherever the car took you, that's where you went. Your job was to make sure you were in the car when they left, because otherwise you have to change your last name. Because I don't think they even bothered trying to find kids' homes back then. It's like, what do you do? You can't Google them anymore.
No, you can't.
What's your last? I don't know. What's your phone number? I don't know. I didn't learn that. Well,
yeah, because back in the days where you could, where you could still drive while being black, I went everywhere.
Oh my God.
Got real quiet there all of a sudden.
Remember that dead air that we were talking about?
Was there something you wanted to comment on there, Dune?
Wow. Why would I ever block venison? Why? Why would I ever block venison?
Do you think that's an unfair criticism to make?
Oh, God, it's an absolute unfair criticism.
Okay.
I can start running down the numbers for you if you'd like, but we're not going to do that. Oh, God.
There are a lot of numbers, and anyone can twist numbers to.
No, there's no twisting numbers. There's no twisting.
Numbers. There is twisting numbers.
You can twist your numbers. I'm not talking about twisting numbers.
Anyone on any side could pick numbers that support their position.
Okay. Okay.
You like your numbers. I like my numbers. Vincent likes his numbers. We could play a numbers game here, and we could all come up with numbers.
Yep. We could play that game.
I mean that's what, but we're not gonna play that game.
This is a game.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, this is a game.
This is a game Dude likes. This is a number you're gonna listen to. I give Vincent a number. His number is number 1. Luckily, Vincent doesn't have the camera on. No, I'm not going to flip the camera off, by the way. I don't want, because if I did that, that would be my new icon, is what I would have. There we go. Thank you for making that there, Vincent. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Oh man, where am I at here?
We waited almost 2 hours.
Almost.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Almost 2 hours. Hey Johnny, enjoy that cherry fog, fucker.
I didn't say I agree with either
of you.
Drink
that shit right on down and smile, my friend.
Hey, I'm going to sit here and say I'm sure you both come with valid points.
Oh God.
That's not good enough for you, though, is it?
No, it's not.
No, okay, all right.
Nope.
But it's all cool because we're still friends.
As far as you know, you might want to check your phone tomorrow.
I'm gonna find like a 12-pack of cherry fog on the doorstep.
That's
next
right.
To
I'm gonna go find. I'm gonna see if I can get down to the local, get down where the treatment plant says, "Can you gather this up for me?" Because I like to put it back in bottles and send it to a good friend of mine. The sad thing is, it might be better. And that would be
dark humor around here.
That would be disturbing if it was better. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh well, regardless, like I said, I don't follow Venison, but Venison, I still consider you a friend. I do. And I even said that last night, even in my drunkie of the Speedwagon state. But, oh well. Everybody has their faults, and then there's Dune. No, I'm kidding. Come on. See that? I'll laugh. Ha, ha, ha. See, I'm making. Now don't die on me.
Dude, I'm so glad that I'm friends with the person that has the answer for everything and knows.
No. Believe me, I wish. You think I'd be living here if that was the case? Oh my God. If I had the answer for everything, it'd be completely different. Oh man! Well, so anyway, tomorrow is
Monday,
and we get to hear Johnny.
Tomorrow is that show that
called,
I can't
play.
I can't play sounds
because I guess you're just going to have to send that to me so I can say insert title here.
There we go. Tomorrow is insert title here at 8 p.m.
And they're going to talk. We'll be talking about pink balls and pie, right?
Well, I think we covered that. We're going to be talking about video games and purchases and video game conventions. And apparently my brother's YouTube show is doing better than my internet radio show because, he actually signed some autographs.
Wow.
So, isn't it great to know an internet celebrity?
Oh, there we go. That's terrible. Yeah, don't forget on Tuesday, if you want to listen to the NHB side, you got Vamp.
Yeah.
If you want to listen to Venison, you can go over to tbrn.net. He's on Tuesdays around 4 p.m. Eastern, I think. And then again on Friday. Check him out. Lots of great stuff on that station. Check it out. All the stations are great. All internet's great. Except for the ones that piss me off. You know who you are. That's right. But regardless, everybody be safe, be cool, be nice to each other, and God, do something nice. Do smile. Do one of those things. There we go. Just smile.
Everyone, smile.
Smile. There we go. Take care, people. Until next week.
Love.
Johnny's going to say it here in a second.
What am I going to say?
The Bob thing.
Bob.
Yeah, you guys say see ya.
See ya.
There you go.
Game over, man.
I'm glad that's over.
Man, that was awful.
Boy, I know. You know what I hated most? What? Everything stunk.
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
Just blow this joint.
It's time to blast off for Dreamland. Don't go away mad. Just go away.
Let's call it a day. Everybody, go home.
Good night, lady.
See you later, alligator.
Go in peace, sin no more. I'm out of here.
Now, run along and play with your little toys.
Oh, it just gets worse and worse.
Please come again.
Here. You're starved to demons. This house is clear.
Not.
That's all, folks.
We are leaving.
This tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Boy, shoot the radio.